Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Rifyal Kalam Mahardhika, and today on this video I would like to explain and share to you all I know about slang words. So enjoy watching. Well everyone, slang is very informal language or specific words used by a particular group of people. You'll usually hear slang spoken more often than you'll see it put in writing. Though emails and texts often contain many conversational slang words. Slang is unconventional words or phrases that express either something new or something old in a new way. Though slang sometimes gets a bad rap for being inappropriate or incorrect, it is also highly creative and shows that the English language is constantly evolving over time. So what exactly is slang language? Slang is a casual way of speaking. It exists in all societies and in all languages. It is seen mostly in lexicon, and mostly it is a characteristic feature of younger generation speaking in informal context. In some cultures, there are some unwritten rules about who can use slang and who cannot use slang, and how the society regards them. In India, for example, slang is not expected from educated, highly placed people and from older people. Slang indicates a sort of carefree attitude and easygoing way. It can be offensive and non-offensive too. Offensive slang uses sex-oriented words, and obviously people with education and social status and older people and women are weary of using them. Well then, to make it simple, let me clarify a few more points from the definition I have explained to you. Slang is how an item is regarded in the contemporary society. It keeps changing from time to time. What is slang in one society or one language is not slang in another. It is societal evaluation and has nothing to do with the linguistic form of the word, except in cases where the word has an obscene meaning which many societies avoid in polite speech. So then, why do people use slang? Because slang terms are often only understood by people in a certain group. Using slang is above all a way to show that you belong. You show that you're one of the crowd by using terms that others don't understand, and you can connect with like-minded people who understand just what you mean by using the latest slang terms. For this reason, slang is often a mark of being cool, or at least in the know about something. People who are in with a group know the slang, and people who aren't don't. Slang is therefore a way to use language to separate yourself from others. The best example of this is the way each generation of teens uses new slang to separate themselves from their tragically uncool parents. Over time, slang terms either die out from lack of use as groups move on to new terminology, or they may become so popular that they are absorbed into the common language. In this case, everyone understands that terms, and they aren't likely to be considered inappropriate or poor grammar any longer. This is how language grows and evolves over time as new words are added to the dictionary while old ones fall into disuse and disappear. Alright everyone, next I'm going to share and give you some examples of slang words in different countries or certain countries. The first is from Australia. slang words from Australia. In Australia, they speak English with a distinctly Australian accent which has some unique features, some that are similar to British English and others that are more closely aligned with American English pronunciation. But for most people who come to visit, whether they are an English speaker or not, they're confused or they are dumbfounded, surprised by their slang vocabulary. So in this video, I'm gonna share some slang expressions that you need to know if you plan to move there, to visit there, to study there, or even if you're just hanging out with some Australians there or in some other part of the world. This will help you to reveal the mysterious secret, slang language that Australians use to communicate. A little history lesson first. Australia is a British colony, so their grammar rules and their spelling rules are the same as British English, and that means they're a little different from American English. Their sense of humor is also quite similar to Brits. Even some of their slang words are the same. That sense of humor is dry, it's sarcastic, it can sometimes take a little bit of getting used to, especially because with sarcasm, it often involves saying one thing but the tone and the body language is completely opposite, like a joke that's said with a completely straight face, so it's really hard to know if they're actually joking or not. Australians are generally pretty easygoing people, They definitely don't take themselves too seriously. In fact, they're usually laughing at themselves, making fun of their friends, joking around. So in Australia, if an Australian is making fun of you, quite often it means that they actually like you. It's a weird way of showing affection. The best thing that you can do is make an Australian laugh. You will be mates for life. Now, a mate is a friend, right? This is one of the most important words to an Australian. It's usually an affectionate word, meaning friend, but mate can also be your partner, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your friend, your colleague, and a mate can also be a total stranger. Anyone can be called mate, right? Mate, how are ya? Cool, I will catch you later, mate. It's super friendly, right? But with a shift in tone, it can also be used to confront someone about a problem. Listen, mate, we need to talk about this. Mate, calm down, I'm not trying to start an argument. In fact, the Australian police usually walk up to any situation and start with, hey mate, like friend, relax, I'm here to help. Now, I know this concept of mate and mate, it could be really confusing, right? But try to use facial expression and tone as a guide. Is it friendly? Is it serious? If you're doing the wrong thing and someone walks up to you and says, mate, what do you think you're doing? They're pissed off, right? And that's Australian for annoyed. And the next is ripper. Ripper is a good expression when something is going well, or it is good like, ripper. You could say, you little ripper, when something is really good. You've got great news, or you could say, bloody ripper, when something is really great, like when you win the lotto. Bloody ripper, what a great day. In Australia, many suburbs and place names are also shortened too. So Breezy is Brisbane, Tassie is Tasmania, Sandy is Sandringham, Freo is Fremantle, Roto is Rottnest Island in WA. The Goldie is the Gold Coast in Queensland. The G is the MCG, famous sports ground in Melbourne. Another really important place is the loo, or we can say the toilet. Actually, there are so many of these that I can share to you all. The list is way too long to continue with here. But the point is that if you hear a word that you don't recognize, it's totally okay to us. You know, Australians know that not everyone understands their slang way of referring to things, especially place names. So if you are not sure, just ask them. The next slang word is from British Slang Words. Well guys, do you ever feel confused when you hear or see phrases like gimme, hefte, lotse, sorte, type, frona? What do these all mean? Well, they are quite a few to learn. They are reductions or reduced words, and you do need to know these words in order to understand natural conversation. And you might want to use these words if you want to sound more like a native speaker when you talk. Right? Let's get started with the lesson. So reductions, what are they? They are reduced forms of words, normally 2 words, occasionally 3 words. For example, the reduction gimme is actually give plus me, gimme. For example, give me that pen, give me that pen, give me that pen. You will find that there are some commonly used words that are often included in reductions, me being one of them. Another example of reduction including me is let me. For example, let me come with you, let me come with you, let me come with you. Now you must never use this in formal situations or formal writing tests. Especially don't use this in exams unless you are specifically asked to use reductions or slang language. I will say that the most important part of this is that you understand them so that if a native speaker uses one with you, you can understand and respond. But if you are looking to sound like a native speaker, then you might want to practice this. Now, let's move on to the second set of reductions, which is what plus is plus word. The first one is what is up. What is up? What do we say? We say what's up? What's up? What's up with that? What's up with that? What is up with that? Another one is what is her? What is her? We reduce this to what's her? What's her? For example, what's her name again? What's her name again? That is something that Britons would generally say in an informal situation. However, it would be unlikely to write this down. They would just use this in spoken informal speech. Spoken speech, obviously. The masculine form of this is what's his? What's his? What is his? What's his phone number again? What's his phone number again? What is his phone number again? Again, I wouldn't write what's his down, but I would rather say it. Now that the next group of reductions is word plus 2. Word plus 2, this next one is one you will hear so frequently. It is going plus 2 is gonna. I'm gonna go to the shops. Do you want anything? I'm gonna go to the shops. Do you want anything? Another really common one, got plus 2, got to. This changes to gotta. I gotta go, I gotta go. Notice that I'm not saying I got to go. I'm saying I gotta. I'm almost saying it with a D sound. I gotta go, gotta go. Other examples are have to. We would say have to. Oh my God, you have to meet him. And the last example that we have, I'm sure you'll know it, right? it is don't know, which is don't know, don't know. It can be spelled D-O-N-N-O or D-U-N-N-O. I think D-U-N-N-O is slightly more common, and we don't even have to say it in front of it. Say I in front of it. Don't know, don't know. We can also say I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Well guys, actually there are many slang words in British English which are formed of reduction words, but I think it will take too long, so I just gave some of them that commonly used by Britons. And the last is, next I'm gonna show and give you some popular and common slang that Americans regularly use. And remember, learning slang is mostly important for your listening comprehension. It's because when you go outside in the streets of US, or if you're watching a movie, it's really hard to understand what the native speaker speaks. And that's because people use it informally, casually, in colloquial speech. If you're an English learner, it's not really necessary that you go out and use these words, but it is good for your listening comprehension. So let's talk about some common American slang the Americans love to use, especially me. The first one that I want to talk to you about is cool. You're really cool. And no, I'm not talking about the temperature. I'm talking about something or someone that you like. If something or someone is cool, it means that you are impressed by this thing or you are impressed by this person. Now, if you are really impressed, that you could say that something is awesome. I use this all the time if I want to express that this is something that I really like, I really enjoy, I'm really impressed with it. I say that it's awesome. It's awesome. For example, if you guys hit that like button, that would be awesome. You guys, you will be so cool. And next is the word babe. Babe, you want some of this coffee? Now, this is used to refer to a person's loved one, one's girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or wife, and you say babe instead of saying their name. I think it's a little more common that men use it to refer to their girlfriend or their wife, but it is a gender-neutral word. Women do use it when referring to a man as well. Be aware, don't just say this to anyone, not to an acquaintance, not to just a friend or a colleague, because it can be very offensive and they might take it the wrong way. Why are you calling them babe? Are you trying to be romantic with them? What's going on? Just don't do it. Now, younger people might not use babe as often. It's a little bit of an older slang term. Instead, they may use bae. And this is an acronym that is short for before anyone else. Before anyone else. It's also a word that can refer to your boyfriend or girlfriend, your loved one, someone that you have a romantic relationship with is your bae. What's up, bae? And next is a slang word that I like to use, and maybe I use it a little too much, and that is dude. And this just refers to a younger man or a guy, because if somebody says it's a dude, they talking about, well, it's a guy, it's a man. Now I found a lot of fascinating information about this slang word because it's been around for a long time, and according to the Urban Dictionary, over 100 years ago, the word used to mean a person that was very snobbish and stuck up. Then the meaning changed and it referred to a person that moved out west into the countryside. And this person just didn't know what the hell they were doing. And the meaning of the word has changed again, because today it just refers to a younger man, a guy, a dude. Next, we have ripped. Most of us will just think of the verb to tear something, but that's not what we are talking about. Instead, we are talking about somebody that is very strong, very muscular. Muscles are really well defined. You will say that person is ripped. For example, I think I'm pretty ripped. This slang word also has another meaning, which is to be intoxicated. If somebody is ripped, then maybe they've been drinking a lot or maybe smoking a little too much. We could say that this person is ripped. If you're talking about somebody who is intoxicated, ripped is not the most common way that somebody will refer to them. Instead, the slang word that they would probably use is this one right here, which is wasted. So, if somebody is very intoxicated, I'm sure you've probably seen somebody who fits this description. Somebody is intoxicated. They've been drinking way too much. Then they're wasted. Another popular slang word is lit. And no, this is not the past tense of light. It used to mean somebody who was intoxicated. However, that meaning is outdated. People don't use it anymore. Nowadays, younger people use lit as an adjective to talk about something that is really awesome, really exciting, or maybe even a person that is really cool. So you could just say that movie is lit, or my best friend, she's lit. Another slang word that I really like is antsy, and this is an adjective to refer to somebody who is impatient, somebody that just cannot wait any longer. They are ready to do something else. They don't want to sit still anymore. That person is antsy. Another popular slang word and one that is not so good to use is this. This is short of for disrespect, and it means to disrespect someone. So it can be either a verb to diss, or it could be used as a noun, a diss. But it means to disrespect someone in some way. You say something mean or nasty, and you diss someone. Next is bromance, and this is just a cute amalgamation of the words bro and romance, and it means love or affection shown between two heterosexual men. So most guys out there, they may be involved in a bromance, or maybe they were involved in a bromance at one point or another. But it's when, guys, it's nothing sexual. It's nothing sexual. Maybe you're gushing over this other person and maybe showing a little too much affection and expressing it, and other people see it and they could think, oh, okay, these guys have a bromance going on. The next line word which you might hear in TV or movie is gaydar. This is another amalgamation between two words, and those words are gay and radar. And gaydar is just the ability to tell whether or not somebody is homosexual, and it's not really used in a derogatory sense at all. It's mostly you would hear it in conversation if you're talking about some other person and you're trying to think, well, maybe this person's gay, maybe they're not gay, and you talk about that person's ability to tell, and you mention somebody's gaydar. Somebody is gaydar, you're gaydar. If you are in school or when you were in school, I'm sure you also came across this word, and that is cram. So cram is used as a verb. To cram is to try and learn a large amount of information in a very short period of time. So things that you can cram for. You can cram for an exam, you could cram for a test, cram for a quiz. We've all been there. I think we've all done it. We didn't study and we waited until the night before, and we have to cram. Alright guys, I think it's already over. I hope some of those slang words were new for you, and that the next time you are watching a movie or listening to music or talking with foreigners, you could try to listen for some of this because, again, it's good for your listening comprehension. Now, I want to hear from all of you guys, so in the comments I want you to share with us any slang that you know that you are familiar with, and this could be Australian slang, it could be British slang or American slang. Just write the word and tell me what it means. And if you enjoy this lesson or this video, please hit that like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya. Wassalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.